Okay, so what we got here is how do we take these tracks, which are 28¼ inch radius, and create S-bends out of them. These are, if I look at the number on the bottom, R718-15. And the only way to do it, because we want these ends on, if you just try and cut this and flip it around, then you don't have the two ends. And on this track, on this one, it's tracks pinned on that end, tracks pinned on that end. And by pinned, I mean, these rails currently don't move. If I cut them, this section will move, but this won't. So, let me think through this. Okay, first up, you need to know the halfway point. Well, that's pretty easy because right here, because you can see there's a peg right here, which is the halfway. If you want to double check, you can always count these ties. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So what I'm going to do is, which side is unmovable? It is this side. So I'm going to take off this guy, because with it, that just slips on like that. Turn it, pop it off. Okay, now let's cut this plastic only in half, not the track, just the plastic. I'm going to use my hacksaw miter box. This is a thin blade. I'm going to position it where I want it. Gentle strokes. Just till I feel I'm down to the rails. And I can tell you're down to the rails because I can pull it apart like that. So the next step is simply pull that out like that. Okay, now we're going to insert this back in like this. I have to do it with my other hand. But you can see how it will go in and needs a little coaxing sometimes. Okay, so now that is together. And when I look at it, it curves the way it should. The difference being now that this is a curved radius, right? So one track's longer than the other, and I didn't take that into consideration. What that's meant is at this end, the track isn't quite all the way to the plastic, and on this end it overshoots. So this method does not work well. So what we're going to do is abandon it and put this back on where it was. It's a nice idea, I guess, but in practice, things don't always work. Then we slide this in. Then I'm going to put the joiner back on here. That'll fix that. Well, the tracks are now fixed in place. And what I'm going to do now is cut through this rail. The best device I've found for cutting through the rail is the jeweler's saw. Because it should cut faster. It's a finer blade. Be gentle, otherwise you'll rip the track out of its tie beds. How are we doing there? Ooh, we're almost all the way through. So what I can do is, and then take my flat bastard here. Make sure those are nice. Don't rip the track out. And do the same thing on this end. And go through like this. Now, in order to make this work, there we have the two that curve that way. Now we need to cut this one in half. And again, when we go to cut it in half, right at that center nub right there. Okay. Now that we've done that, we'll come back to the jeweler's saw. And we'll gently cut through the rail. There we go. When you match them up, these are both don't move, and these are both move. So we'll start with the easy one first, which is the don't move. And what we'll do here is put a bit of solder or a flux right on the end of the rail, and then on the outside. And then we'll put these rails together like that. And then I'm going to weigh this down as well. There's just a couple of, had a couple more of these blocks, you could use them. Just not sure where mine are. Those rails look like they're lined up perfectly. So let's grab some solder and my soldering iron. And that should be all there is for that. we'll just file down any solder that popped up there like that. We'll double check the inside of the rail. That's perfect. Then we'll go ahead and clean this. Get rid of any flux that was on there. And there we go. Run this over the top. Yeah, double check with a pick, make sure there's nothing that might catch there. Oh. Now, once that's done, let's move on to the next one. Similar process, we'll get rid of the track joiners. Now the last step in doing this is you need to glue these together. So these aren't coming apart much, but these can. And what I use, I'm going to try this no, go back to the old standby. This is plastic weld. It's a plastic solvent cement. If you want to use cyanoacrylic, this stuff, go ahead. I'm allergic to it, so I don't use it unless I have to. But if you're going to use this, then make sure you also get zip kicker, because you put that on, you spray this on, and it cures it right away. You don't have to hold it or clamp it or anything. This takes a little bit. Now there's two versions of this. There's the white and the orange, and this this says general purpose. Anyway, this works, melts a little better than the other. The other's specifically styrene. So what I do here is I just take this. I mean, it's easy enough to use. It comes in a brush, and I had a, yeah, anyway, I'll just smear it on the bottom here. And then on this one I do the same thing. And it'll wick in, but what I'd like to do, because this one separates, is do this a little, gushy, gushy, gushy. Then I take this guy, remember this clamp that wasn't working super well? Well, I go ahead, I'll put these two like this, and then the clamp goes on like this. A little stiff, but okay, so the best way I found to clamp these is put them flat on. You need a flat surface first. Then put the little joiner guys back in, and then my clamp now, well, it was, it's pretty much holding those in place. If you're worried about them being flat, you know, I line stuff up, but there. Give it 5 minutes and it'll be just fine.